Hello. So I made this mod to help us kind of ease the understanding, or really just to get myself a strong understanding of how our custom armors are created and how we can hopefully simplify the process a bit for people who are less technically inclined. And so what I did was I made this mod and I broke down all the little components that go into our pack. And I went ahead and put name on them. So the reason I use this lettering is to kind of see the effect we see here, where everything is kind of flipped and backwards. So we sort of know whether or not we need to mirror something before we paint it if we want it to come out the way that we expect. You'll notice on this arm, everything's kind of looking like it's supposed to. Okay, and now that I've identified what that little strap is the secondary strap. I could have guessed when I was marking everything down. I started to think that that was probably the case, but now I can replace that pink thing. The advantage to this being a mod too is I can just update it. I don't have to push out this texture each time. I'll show you how to pull the texture um, straight out in this video so that you can do it. But again, we have a mirrored effect on the left, or actually that'd be his right arm, quote unquote. So all the things on the right side so far looks like you're going to want them flipped. Our chest is also a mirrored thing, so you can only really, if you want something in the middle of here, it'll have to be symmetrical. Sternum, and we have the ODST sternum centerpiece here. Both separate parts, both mirrored. And I also just broke it up, so you'll see that all of these things say A_ODST. That is the name of the thing that I have to unhide to make all of these little components visible. But if we go to the tack pad, we'll only see the components that are on the tack pad. Let's see exactly how they look. Based on where you see the text here. Maybe I'll throw a 1 or a 2 on these sides to kind of like give you that impression. I don't think I'm going to go through the trouble of, making all 4 corners have a little thing. I think most of this, if you have this game open in one screen looking at this and the texture mapping on the other screen, you'll get a pretty good idea of it. I haven't gotten to any of the legs stuff, any of the ammo packs, that sort of thing. But really, I'm not going to be able to. I don't think we're going to be wanting to paint our grenades or anything silly, or paint our canteen. So we don't really need that. Um, Maybe you want to slap a logo on your knife. I haven't found the texture for that yet, but who knows? Maybe that's your deal. But what I have done is all the shoulders, all the primary armor we typically use has been drawn on, and I intend to get around to this secondary armor too and properly name it. Like you'd see AS large printed on one of these sides, and on the other side you would see AS large backwards. But we have each of the individual components labeled here. We have top AS ODST, and I was able to get that correct. ODST wing 1 and 2, bottom pauldron center point. This shows up on several things like the sniper. Yeah, that's what I thought. Good. So we got the top ODST, CQB, upper, lower, and I actually even labeled the insides. They're a tad harder to read, but you can see interior, top AS ODST. Under there, we can also see AS ODST, lower, interior. So I went all out. I hope y'all find this helpful in some way, as it took me a little time to do it, at least the breaking up of all this. Weirdly enough, the painting was definitely what I would say the easiest. Who am I kidding? Painting. I just slapped text on this shit, obviously. It's interesting to see how the texture bends from inside the paint system. You wouldn't see how curved this really is. Like center that pauldron thing, that explains why it looks so freaking different. I don't understand really why, but you can see how it really just bends the 2D image to that lettering go wild. Let's go ahead and see if enable my display capture so that we can actually look at some of the files I used. Just open up what's actually in the mod then. So we go to our oh, that's not it. Must be this one. Yeah. So within our Arma workshop, our Arma 3 files, we go to workshop. We can find the KitBash Armor mod, which is what I'm calling this. Might actually go by a slightly different name after I did the update. We'll have to figure that out. But first thing you'll need is a PBO manager. So I just can double click on this because I already have one. You can actually get it in Steam, the Arma 3 tools. Will let you do all this. But you can actually pop this on open. I've done it in a nice way. We can actually click and just, in here we can see the texture files, the PAA. You can open those with text to view, which is also one of the Arma 3 tools that's in that kit, along with the publisher that I used to create this mod. But I'm just going to be looking at the PNG version of this file that I left in there. This is how the textures look. Go ahead and fix that bit. And I'm going to look around for some of these big old question marks that I still have no idea where they are. But I'm going to not do that during this video because hunting for stuff might not actually be that interesting to watch. And this is the other part of the armor that I haven't gotten to yet, but when I get the chance I'm going to scribble all over this stuff, see where I think it is, and then make sure that the models actually match my perception of where they go. See a flash of red. Okay, there's a question mark there. So that's an interior. The red question mark must be the interior of the pauldron center point, is what I'm thinking. Neat. I was particularly happy that this thing turned out right on the first time, because guessing where those wings were was kind of challenging. I had 3 guys together, and even then I lacked confidence that we had it right the first time. That's all one piece, so you don't see it scribbled on the lower parts. But you do see the interior. For some reason the interior is much more than the exterior, probably because of this bulge right here. Oh no, that's right, that's on the armor that I didn't get around to. Oh, the knees. Oh wait, those are going to be on the legs, so I haven't labeled them yet either. But I will, and I'll share it with y'all when I'm done.